to A Well-Designed Business. My name is LuAnn Nigara, and I'm so glad you found this podcast. Together with my husband Vince and our partner Bill, we have grown our company WindowWorks from the ground up. So I know and I understand the challenges you face in running your interior design business. I also know that your talent alone isn't enough to ensure your success. So on this podcast, we talk about strategies and practical steps to help you grow your business. But make no mistake about it, we have our share of fun here too, mixed in with those aha moments that I love so much. This isn't fluff. Nobody has time for that. Whether you are a new interior designer or a seasoned designer, I am here to help you create and to manage the kind of interior design firm that you dream of. It's straight talk and it's action. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hi, welcome to another episode of A Well-Designed Business. It's Power Talk Friday. And this is a really out-of-the-box Power Talk Friday. I hope you're ready. Here's the thing. First of all, maybe did we release the Kraken here? I haven't done this many solo shows, I think, in 3.5 years, let alone in a single month. But I mean, two things happened. First of all, you told me you liked them, so hello. And then the second thing that happened was literally this morning, I was reading the Dear Abby column, which is what I do on most weekday mornings, okay? And I have thought about it before, like, why do I read this Dear Abby column? It is the craziest, stupidest column on the planet, okay? And if you're a Dear Abby fan, my apologies, okay? But here's what makes me crazy about the Dear Abby column. Legitimately, like, if these are legitimate people, like, these are sometimes really real problems, heartbreaking things. And to think that somebody writes a letter to Dear Abby and waits 6, 8, 10 weeks, 2 months, 4 months for an answer, it just boggles my mind, okay? And so I have decided that me reading this Dear Abby column for like 40 years is like equivalent to how people get addicted to crazy reality TV, right? So no judgments on the reality TV either. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, there's 2 reality shows I watch, Shark Tank and The Profit. I know, big news, right? But look, my kids watch it. The Vin Man watches Chip and Joanna. And of course, if it's on, I can't walk by. I got to sit and watch them because they're so darn adorable. But, the thing is, I have decided that this silly column is my reality TV indulgence. But here's the thing. I read this column and most mornings I'm just talking to myself going, you have got to be kidding me. This is the craziest thing under the planet. And other mornings I'm ranting at Vin and he's just looking at me like, what are you doing, right? But here's the thing. This morning, I read this column and I about lost it. My brain just was fried. I'm like, this cannot be real. Somebody cannot really be writing this and asking this question, right? But as I'm going off and I'm saying, I'm replaying the whole thing and I'm going, you should have seen me in the kitchen. If you were at LuAnn Nigara Live last month, they were saying how I was levitating when I got really upset about not charging your worth. And it was really almost just like that, truly. Okay. So, but here's the funny thing. In the middle of my rant, all of a sudden I looked at him. I said, wait a minute. I have an idea. He's like, what? I go, I have an idea for a show. And I literally go tearing up the stairs to the 3rd floor where my podcast studio is. And I'm telling you what, as fast as 4 fingers could type 2,000 words, I had this post out. Okay. So here's the thing. I want to share this with you. All right. First, I'm going to start by reading the column in Dear Abby. All right. So get ready. Get a comfy seat. Here we go. The title is Man Flirts Online, Brushes Aside His Partner's Concern. And here is the Dear Abby. My boyfriend and I have been a couple for 3 years. We live together and we have an incredible relationship and an amazing sex life. A while ago, he was approached by a strange woman on social media. He told her she was beautiful and that he was looking for the right woman. Their communication lasted about a week. It has happened again. This one sent him video of her dancing, wearing next to nothing. He tells her she has an amazing body and he thinks only of her. He tells her that he lives alone. When I tell him this bothers me, he doesn't get upset. He swears he has feelings for only me and no one else, and that he's just having a little fun. I want to believe him, but I feel hurt and I feel disrespected when I read what he's saying to these women. My heart is heavy because he used to talk to me like that and he no longer does. Here's the money line, folks. Here it is. Should I be worried? Like, are you kidding me? Should I be worried? Like, no, sweetie, this is normal behavior. The person who loves you most in the world should be spending time online telling other people that he thinks only of them. Yeah, no, right? Come on. Should I be worried? You got to email Dear Abby. You got to write Dear Abby to find out the burning answer to this question. I'm telling you what, like it just makes me nuts. So here's the thing though. I started thinking about human nature. I started thinking about how we convince ourselves of things. You know, what is it? It's like a self-preservation thing, right? And the thing about that is it reminded me of what we can do and what we do sometimes in our businesses, right? We pretend that we kind of know things aren't right, but we're like, yeah, I'm busy, I'm that. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal, right? And so I just really I went from carrying on about the absurdity of this woman and her decision to handle it by writing Dear Abby to thinking, what are you doing out there? What are you possibly pretending to yourself so that you don't have to face it and either have the hard conversation or do the hard thing, right? So I decided that I would come up with some of the top things that I find as business owners that we sometimes convince ourselves are okay when they're really not. But don't you worry, I have the shows that go with them in order to help you take an action to correct this problem. All right? So let's have a little fun. Here we go. Does this sound like you? I have no idea what it costs to run my business. I have no idea my cost to be open number, like the VIN man says, right? I have no idea the minimum billable hours I must log each week. Should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. You should be worried. This is the number one thing that I come across, that we are running around, going on consults, designing rooms, picking furniture, buying furniture, doing installs, and we finish a project and we move on to the next one, and we go month after month, year after year, and we have no idea if we're profitable or not. So, should you be worried? Yes. The answer is yes. All right. Now, if this sounds like you, I need you to listen to Alinda Morris's episode number 429. It was just on a couple weeks ago, and if you missed it, you got to go back and listen to it. Okay. How about this? Does this sound like you? Month after month, I let my bookkeeper do everything with no accountability, with no oversight on my part. Should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. You should be worried. You know, if you were at LuAnn Nigara Live, you heard Corey Damon Jenkins tell real life stories of how he's been ripped off by bookkeepers. You heard Peter Lang tell stories how clients have been ripped off by bookkeepers, okay? And if you need to hear a real life story, then you go over to episode number 86 with Andrea Schumacher. And then I'm going to ask you, should you be worried? Okay? All right. How about this one? I don't know how to talk to my CPA. But does it matter? I just don't get it. Like, I don't have we don't jive. And you know what? Who's going to jive with a CPA anyway, right? Because they're like geeky people and they're all numbery and I'm all creative-y and, what's the difference? Should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. You have to be worried. Again, this is the whole reason you have a business instead of a hobby, right? Because a hobby you can do for free. You can fulfill your creative side. You can decorate your friends' houses, your mother's houses, the PTA president's house. I don't care. If you're doing it for a hobby all day long, enjoy yourself. Okay. But if you are doing it because this is your business, then you need a solid, intentional relationship with your CPA, because this is the person who is going to help you every single year recalibrate and understand what your goals are for the following year. Okay? So if you need to understand how the relationship with a CPA can be, then you need to listen to episode number 349 with Peter Legg. Okay? How about this one? I really want to be an interior designer. It's my life's dream to be an interior designer. And I'm doing it as a side hustle now, but I just feeling like I don't see how I'm ever going to be able to leave my day job. Should I be worried? Yes, 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 yes. You should be worried, right? Unless you want to die a slow, painful death working every day outside of your passion. Right? Come on. If you know in your heart you are meant to be an interior designer, then don't just go week after week, month after month, wishing for it to happen. Okay? And if you need a plan and you need to understand how to create a plan to move from your full-time work and a side hustle as a designer and to a full-time business owner as a designer, like you know you're meant to do, then you need to listen to these 2 episodes. Cheryl Luckett of Dwell by Cheryl, number 291. She describes very specifically how she made the transition. And then, just for a little bit more mojo, go listen to her second show, 397, almost 1 year later to date, and you listen and hear all the success that she created in a single year, okay? If that's not motivation to make a plan, to make interior design your full-time business, I don't know what is, okay? All right. How about this one? I'm not really making money in my design firm, and I don't really like to admit that. And the fact is, I'm only in business a few years. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, probably nobody makes money in the couple of years in their design firm, right? I mean, should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. You should be worried. You are a business owner, and from day one, you need to open your business with an intention and a plan to be profitable. That does not mean that you are going to be profitable from day one, although there are people that are doing it, okay? But you can't just say, hey, I shouldn't worry. I mean, I'm not profitable and it's only been 3 years, right? No big deal. Yes, big deal. Okay. So, and if you need to understand that it is fully possible to be profitable in your first year, let alone first 3, then check out these 3 rock stars that have been on this show. These ladies all came out of the gate running. We have Kimberly Kay, number 234, Kat French, number 376, and Alice Lopez, number 382. And I'm just going to ask you, as you listen to these 3 shows, you think about if you hear something common, some common denominator with these 3 women. And I'm going to give you a little hint. You know what it is? It's called intention and grit. Okay? But that's just my observation. You take a listen and see what you think. Okay? You let me know. All right. I don't know anything about home staging. I mean, I'm a designer. I could do this, right? I mean, should I be worried? Yeah, you should be worried, okay? Because again, if you were at LuAnn Nigara Live, it's about the conversation last March, then you listen to Shauna Lynn Simon and Taylor Spellman talk about the pressure and the realities of home staging. And I'm also going to tell you, if you want a very detailed, very clear description of what the differences are in my new book, A Well-Designed Business, the Power Talk Friday Experts, Shauna Lynn's chapter lays it out perfectly. She literally gives you such a clear example and a clear understanding of why they're different. Now, does that mean you can't do it as an interior designer? No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is understand there are different goals, different strategies, different principles, okay, and different pricing structure and different timelines, okay? So if you're an interior designer, 10 to 1, you've got the capabilities, talent-wise, to be a stager. But understand that there are critical differences, because if you want to add home staging as a ladder of services, you got to do it the right way, okay? That's the thing. You know what it is? It's like saying somebody that is a painter. Okay, so some guy, the guy that paints the projects for you, does the walls, the ceilings, the moldings, the trim, is he automatically also a faux painter, right? Does he automatically, just because he's a painter, know how to do marbleized finishes and, whatever else faux painters do? No. Okay, but does it mean he can't? No. But it means that he or she has learned the different skill set that goes into being a regular painter and a faux painter, okay? So, yeah, have at it all day if you want to add home staging. I just want you to do it smart, okay? So, go to the book, number 1, and then also go to number 84, Shauna Lynn Simon, okay? And the book, you can find it at on Amazon, or you can go on my website, LuAnnNigara.com/book2, okay? Now, teaser alert. I talked about Taylor Spellman, how she was at the event. She's going to be back on the show again at the end of the summer. And this lady is hysterical. I mean, straight talker, just tells it like it is, and always funny and witty. Okay. So she's going to come back on the show towards the end of the summer. And if you missed her original show, just for fun, I mean, seriously, just for kicks and giggles, go listen to episode number 106. We didn't talk about home staging the first time Taylor was on the show, but she is a very high level luxury home stager here in the New York City metro area. And her show is hysterical. Okay. Just for kicks and giggles. All right. Here we go. Does this sound like you? Everybody says I should be doing video for my business, but I hate doing video. Should I be worried? Well, no. Not if you don't want to be found on any search results in the next year or two. Have we had a dozen experts tell us that almost all, or as they said, 85% of all search results put out on the internet by the year 2020 are going to result in a video as the search result. Hello, wake up call. Okay, hello. All right. So here's the thing. I mean, I get that it's not easy to do video, but again, you can't ignore it. You can't be like, should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. Okay. So there's 2 episodes I want you to listen to. The first is all the way back, episode number 20, Ariane Belazar. Now, we talked about video here, and of course, I give you a little like off the hook, because Ariane really has an innate talent for this. Like, there's something in her DNA. She talks about how she grew up with her father, and there's a lot that she learned subliminally there. Okay, but she also shares a lot of tips. And if you go to her website, Ariane Belazar, it's, oh my God, her video is amazing. Okay, and though I've also got some help for you, because don't forget my buddy Claire Jefford. Okay, she is the video queen, right? She's the vlog queen. She does videos consumer facing. She does videos to the industry facing, and she has just a body of work and videos that are just really performing. Okay. And in episode number 237, Claire talks all about how to do it. And also, I have a resource page, LuAnnNigara.com/resources, where Claire's course on how to do video is right there available for you. Okay? How about this? I don't know my gross sales for 2018. I don't even know what that means, and I'm not sure how I would figure it out. And what's the difference between gross margins and net margins? Like, do I need to know these things? Should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. Okay, again, see above, all right? You gotta know your numbers. What's the point of doing this? Okay, you absolutely have to know your numbers. And here's the thing. I know it's not easy. Hello, I'm just as right brain and creative as every darn one of yous out there. I get it. It isn't easy. But it's like that poor soul in the Dear Abby. You can't put your head in the sand. You cannot ignore what you know is in front of you, okay? So I need you to go and listen to the shows with Michelle Williams, number 180 and number 395. And also, do not forget, you have Michelle Williams' podcast, Profit is a Choice. Okay, this is a resource for you to help you understand that there is no shame in not knowing the difference between net margins and gross margins. There is no shame in not knowing how to read a P&L statement. There is no shame in this, okay? The shame is in pretending you can't learn it. Okay, like this poor woman, dear Abby. Are we upset with her? Like, in other words, are we placing, judgment on her for her husband's actions? Are we saying you must be a jerk because your husband is like this? No. But are we wanting to hold her accountable and say, now that you know that he does this, how are you ignoring it? How are you allowing it to happen? So what I'm saying to you is, now that you know that you need to pay attention to your numbers, and now that you know there is somebody with compassion like Michelle to help you get past that hurdle, you got to do it. You can't ignore it anymore. Okay? Should you be worried? Yes. Okay. How about this one? I run a business, but I don't take a salary. And I have an hourly rate, and I haven't raised it in a long time. And, all the people in my area charge a certain amount, so I can't raise it anyway. Does it matter? Should I be worried? Yes. Yes, 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 you should be worried. You should be worried. And if you are not worried about what your hourly rate is, and you have secretly known that you should be raising it, because I'm going to tell you right now, you're sitting there right now listening to this, and you're either saying, yeah, I'm good with my hourly. I'm solid. Yeah, I'm great. Or you're like, yeah, I kind of been feeling like I should, but I don't know how to tell my clients. I don't know what to do. People in my area don't charge that much. La, 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 la. Okay? Stop. And if you need a little nudge to understand that you need to raise your hourly and that you need to be planning for a salary, then you need to go listen to Kimberly Merlitti's episode on on what your hourly is really bringing to your bottom line. I'm going to tell you what, it is an eye-opening conversation. So that's number 361, Kimberly Merlitti. All right. How about this one? I don't have an email list. Should I be worried? Yes, you should. You should be worried, okay? You must cultivate your email list. I don't care if you have been in business for 15 years and you don't have anybody's email. Here's the thing. If you've been in business 15 years, you probably have clients' emails, but maybe you've got them scattered all over through the 3 winds, right? They're on invoices, they're here. Go and put them all in an Excel spreadsheet. Work with somebody to get them into MailChimp or ActiveCampaign. But the very first step is the Excel spreadsheet. Just do it. Just gather the information, okay? And if you're just starting out or it's only a couple of years, go back and get every one of them now in one place. And I don't even care if you don't take the next step at this moment in time of doing the next step, which is to market to them, okay? But I want to ask you a question. Here it is. All right, are you ready? Where is and what is the number one resource for you to make more money this month? Hands up. Who knows the answer? I'm going to tell you what the answer is. The answer is your existing client base. This is your hottest leads. This is your warmest, hottest potential client, potential sale, potential next sale. Okay? The people who already know, like, love, trust you. The people already know and are impressed by your skills and your talent. And so here's the thing. You must capture their emails so that you can talk to them and remind them of who you are and the different services. Maybe you are an interior designer who's going to add home staging. Well, if you had an email list, and I don't care if it's 10 people on the email list, you could tell them, hey, super happy announcement. I'm now adding home staging. Tell your family and friends. Okay? So the thing is, because you don't stand there, don't sit here and think, well, I only have 10 people, so it doesn't matter. Or don't say, well, I've been in business 15 years, and my God, it would probably take me 3 hours to look up all those emails. Really? 3 hours? Let's see. If you sent an email to all the people that you found after finding them for 3 hours, and one of them did a project with you, hello, worth 3 hours? Yes, it is. Okay, right? I mean, here's the analogy. You're in business 10 or 15 years. You have never gotten organized enough to get an email list. Maybe until this little conversation, you really didn't think it mattered, okay? Maybe you were like, should I be worried, right? But what if you did spend 3 hours? What if you say, if you're that busy, then maybe you spend an hour once every other week, okay? But what if you spent those 3 hours? What would you come up with? If you're in business 15 years, would you come up with 40 clients? Would you come up with 70 clients? Would you come up with 100? I don't know. I guess it depends on your pipeline and how busy you work and how many jobs you take at one time. But let's just be conservative. Let's say it's 40 clients. So here's the thing. You might be like, what's the point? You know, a good email list is 5,000 clients. Come on, right? What interior designer that is just designing, not blogging, has an email list of 5,000 clients? Stop, right? That's not even realistic, okay? If you're only getting them from projects that you've done, right? But let's just go back to my little example, okay? Let's say you had 40 people. It took you 3 hours and you found 40 people. And then you looked and said, that wasn't even worth it. Well, let me ask you something. If every single month, one day a month, I took 40 of your past clients and I lined them all up like the Pied Piper and I played my little tune and I walked them right through your front door, right into your studio. Here's the 40 people that know, love, and trust you. Say hi, have a little conversation with them. Maybe one of them needs some work done. Maybe they don't. Maybe you just reconnect. Would you be like, no way, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. The 40 of my favorite, the people that love me the best and love my design the best in my front door once a month? Nah, not worth it. That's what it is. When you email those 40 people once a month, hey, this is what's new in my business. Hey, it's Christmas. You know what? Here's how you decorate a tree. Hey, it's, it's July. Here's how to make curb appeal for your front door. Come on, 40 live people. Okay. So, do I have an email list? Should I be worried? Yes. Okay. And let's remember, if you're cultivating Instagram and Facebook followers, yeah, more power to you. That's awesome. But guess what? Like, you don't own that, do you? I know I don't own my Instagram. I don't think you own yours. Like, if Mark Zuckerberg decides one day, I'm too rich, I don't need this anymore. What happens? We're done? That's it? No way to contact our people? So, yes, you need an email list. And if you need a little help with that, I've got the shows for you. Number 259 and 274, one of my favorite ladies, Kay Whitaker, talking about your email list. Okay? 259 and 274. All right. How about this? I know in my gut I need to rebrand. I mean, I'm just not feeling my mojo. What I design for myself and the look and the feel of my business cards, my website, it's just, I don't know. But does it matter? Should I be worried? Yes, you should be worried. Okay, because you have to bring your A game every single day. It's so important that who you are and what you do is what you show all the rest of us. Okay? You have to tell us what to think about you. You have to tell us what's important to you. And it has to line up with what really is. We throw this word authentic around like crazy pants lately, right? I mean, I don't know. I think 4 years ago, I never heard the word, and now I feel like we use it every darn day of the week. However, it's like I always say, something's a cliche because guess what? It's probably true. Okay, so it is true. It is critical to be your authentic self. Okay, and here's the thing. When you are not showing your authentic self to the world, through your website, through your Instagram feed, through your social media posts. When somebody finds you through that outlet and then they meet you, if it doesn't line up, is it a heart attack? No. But is it icky? Does it just make you feel a little like, that's not what I expected to find, right? Think about it. You go on a dating site and you look and you're like, I want some, amazing guy that's 6'2", blonde hair, blue eyes, a rugged outdoorsman. He does surfing, he does hiking, he does all the Marlboro Man stuff, right? And you find him. He's like, there he is. I love campfires. I love horseback riding. I love long walks in the woods. Okay. And then you meet for a date and his 6'4" is like, maybe he's 5'9". Okay. And that rugged good looks, a plaid lumberjack shirt doesn't quite cut it. Okay. Just having the shirt doesn't quite make you that guy. Right. And so what happens? The guy that you meet, if he hadn't said he was all those other things, he might be perfectly amazing. He might be your soulmate. But what happens at that first meeting before you even get a chance to find out if, it really matters if he's 6'4" or not? You're already going, you're not who I thought I was. You were? This isn't what you weren't real. You weren't authentic. You didn't tell me who you, like, what's wrong with who you really are that you couldn't share that with me? Okay? So, when your client finds you through this age of internet and social media, my point is, if your Instagram feed does not match your design, if your About You page does not reflect what's important to you and your values, there's this little tiny disconnect when your potential client meets you in person, okay? And the thing is, I know that if you're in business many, many years, you have developed this huge following, you're probably thinking, well, I just can't scrap this now. Well, I got news for you. You can and you should. If it means something to you, you should. And so here's the thing. Episode number 314 with Kristen Thomas. You've got to listen to this. If you know you've built a big following and you can't scrap it, hello, wait till you hear this show. And then go to 145 with Sandra Funk from House of Funk. 10, 12 years in business. And she was like, this is not what I want to project anymore. And she stripped it all down and built it back up again. And you know what? Happy, happy, happy lady, because she's living in her space. Okay? All right. How about this one? Does this sound like you? I have a big dream for my business, but I'm not sure it'll work. So every day I end up doing nothing about it. Should I be worried? Yes. Yes, yes, you should be worried. You are meant to do what you are meant to do. And if you have that dream, I'm pushing you over the edge. I'm nudging you to chase it. If you know your firm should look like this, or your business should be that way, or this is your ideal client and you're afraid to go after it, I'm telling you, it's now. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to do what you were meant to do, okay? And if you need to borrow a little courage and a little mojo from somebody, I want you to listen to Lori Weitzner's episode number 308, okay? And see firsthand how jumping in with both feet worked out for her multiple times, okay? Followed her little voice inside and said, I'm going for it. So borrow a little courage from her, okay? I want you to listen to that episode, major episode. Also, too, I just mentioned Caitlin Waite's episode, number 284. Caitlin Waite is an interior designer that, because of a very personal experience in her life, she decided to become a savvy giving by design designer, okay? And this is an amazing organization. Go listen to it on Caitlin Waite's episode 284, and just understand that, Lori Weitzner's, it's this big boom, like big career-changing, whoa, okay? And Caitlin is following what she knows in her heart she should be doing, okay? Both very powerful. All right. How about this one? I have an employee, and it really doesn't feel like a good fit. I mean, I don't know, does good enough work, but isn't really perfect, and I hate firing people. I hate having, conversations with them about their performance. And so, we just kind of roll month after month with some, half what work performance. Should I be worried? Yes. Yes, you should be worried. You must be worried, okay? Because it is critical that you have a team that is that represents your culture, that feels good, that sinks, okay? Because you know why? This is where you live, okay? Half your life is spent at your business, okay? You can't ignore it. That's like that crazy lady in Dear Abby, ignoring that her partner is not right for her. This is just as bad when you ignore that team members are not right for you. And I don't care if you have one person on staff or 20 on staff. It is your job as the leader of your firm to create an environment that reflects your values, okay? And here's the thing. You can't avoid the hard conversation. You know, it's like what Lee Cockrell said on his episode. Go look. I didn't look that number up for you. It just came to my mind. You know, when you only do the easy things, everything else gets harder. And when you do the hard things, everything else gets easier. So you have to face the music. If you've got an employee that should be downright fired, sorry, it sucks. But guess what? That's what you signed up for. You're a business owner. Or it's just an employee that needs training and conversation and, redirection. Okay? So I want you to listen to these 3 episodes. Okay? First is number 101 with Joni Vanderslice, and the other is 364 with Janelle Fotopoulos. Both of these interior designers actually found by stepping up to the plate and facing the hard conversation and figuring out what was wrong and why their particular employees weren't performing, both of these principals found out that they had the employee in the wrong position. And so once the employee was in the right position, they flourished. And everybody was, happy days again, okay? And so you want to know how to do that. You want to know the importance of it, the principles behind it, the logic behind it. Then I want you to listen to episode 363 with Eileen Hahn, okay? Because Eileen is an expert on behavioral organizations, okay, on behavior organization management, okay. My goodness, you know me, with my words, organizational behavior management, okay. She's an expert on this. She studies and she figures out how people go in the right spot. But the cool thing is she helps you figure it out, okay. Also, a co-author in my book, A Well-Designed Business of Power Talk Friday Experts, and her chapter, How to Create Exceptional Employees One at a Time. So please, please, please don't ignore this. Don't keep being like, well, it stinks, but I don't want to have the hard conversation. Sorry, big girl panties. Got to do it. All right. How about this one? I'm a horrible salesperson. I hate doing it. I hate the whole, confrontation. What does like a soft close mean? How does that work? I don't know. Does it matter? Should I be worried? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You should be worried. Because guess what? Unless the universe has a plan to come through your door every single week and just plop projects on your desk. Here they come. All right, boom, there's Monday. There's your next package of projects. Oh, 2 Mondays away. There's some more. See, it doesn't work that way, does it? We got to go out and get it. You're the principal of your firm. You got to go make rain. You got to make it happen, okay? But there is a system to it. There is a plan for it. There is a nuance to it. There is a way to do it that you don't feel icky, you don't feel car salesman-y. That's not sales. Sales is something that creates a win-win. Sales is when you look at your potential client and you give an honest evaluation of what is exactly what they need, what will service them, what is the best solution for them, and then you create that solution. And then when there's a little dance going on, you have some negotiation skills to make sure you close it, okay? Because what do I want you to do? I want you to provide the best solution for every single client. But what do I want you to do? I want you to provide it at the very best price you can get for it, okay? Because we can give our services away all day, right? That doesn't diminish the work that you did technically from a technical standpoint. If a project that serves every single need for your particular client, right? It solves every solution, design-wise, function-wise, every single solution, and it's worth $40,000, but you charge $25,000 for it? Yeah, heck yeah. They're going to buy it. And are you a salesperson then? No. No, you're like, you have kids because like you just gave them this big gift. Like your client is your kid now, right? No, that's not how this works. We want you to get your value. I want you to get your value's worth on every single proposal that you hand out. Okay? So you got to give 110% value, but I want you to receive in exchange for that the money that it's worth. And when you up your sales skills and you up your negotiation skills, that's how that happens. And then what happens? When you make more money, a little bit more money on every single project, and you can just negotiate it just a little bit better every single time, what happens at the end of the year? Your bottom line is just a little prettier. And then what happens? Then you get to invest it in yourself, in your team, in your studio, in your development as a business owner, in the studio space and the way it's designed. I don't know, you get to go to Disney with your kids with it. I mean, whatever, right? You've delivered the value. You deserve to get the money for it. Okay, you get the distinction there. And when you learn to become a better salesperson and a better negotiator, that's the magic spot right there. Okay, so I want you to listen to Madeline McCrae's episode number 315. Also, my Power Talk Friday, the last week and the week before, number 432, and I don't know the other number, but we're talking in these episodes about that nuance because, what happens is, sales is going out and finding the lead and, like I said, rainmaking and closing it down. But sales is also happening throughout your entire project with your client. Anytime there is a bump in the road, it is your responsibility to solve that problem. But the way you solve the problem really determines whether you keep that client for the next project or they walk away. So that's technically selling, right? Right? You get that? And how about all along the way when you come across the most amazing sofa and it's, $1,000 out of their budget. Now, understand, I'm never talking about selling something to someone that can't afford it. That's off the table. That's not even in our world. Okay? I'm talking about being able to create and to create the vision and connect the emotion to the right product for the right client when they can afford it. It's your job to be able to convey the value for that product, to sell that product to them. Okay? Because at the end of the day, what makes the very best project? The one that has all of the components in it that will make the client the happiest. Okay? So, I'm going to tell you, you should join me in my course, Sales for Creatives, if you need a little help in that. All right? You can go to salesforcreatives.com and get information. Okay. So, have you found yourself in any of these? I hope you didn't find yourself in the Dear Abby column because then we have big problems in River City, right? But maybe did you find yourself in any of these other examples? All right. I'm kind of making it crazy and I'm making a big deal out of it and being funny with it. But there's nothing funny about it, right? There's nothing funny about it when you've got this little voice in the pit of your stomach that is you're ignoring that pit, that voice, right? When you are getting up every day and doesn't it wear you down when you know you're not addressing something? So maybe it is that you really don't spend any time with your bookkeeper. Maybe you just dump off a bag of receipts or a box of receipts every couple of weeks or a month, and you shouldn't do that, but you do it anyway, right? Doesn't it kind of eat at you? So it's hard. I get it. It's hard to look in the mirror and face they're not flaws. Face the things that we have lesser skills at. That's all it is. I mean, you have a superpower skill as an interior designer. You don't need a superpower skill in any of these other things. But you know what? If you're going to have the responsibility of being a business owner, then you do have the responsibility of at least understanding these areas of your business and being able to execute, have the conversation, do them well. Okay? You don't need mastery at them. right? You have mastery as an interior designer, but you do need to know and have your eyes wide open, okay? You need to say to yourself, yes, I take responsibility. I am the leader of my business, and that's it. Line in the sand. I'm getting the course I need. I'm hiring the coach I need. I'm buying the book I need, or I'm just going to sit down. If the only thing I'm able and at my disposal right now is to sit down and listen to these podcast episodes on the areas that I need help in and just execute on what I can figure out from that episode, then that's okay. All right. What's not okay is standing still. What's not okay is like that poor lady, because you think that he's done it 2 times, he's not going to do it again. He certainly is, because she's teaching him it's okay to do it to her. All right. So don't teach yourself that it's okay to ignore these things. All right. I'm begging you. I honestly am. I'm begging you. All right. All right, peeps. Love you. I think this is, I hope that you got the message here through all the craziness. All right. And I just want to say, huge shout out to article.com. We all know that article.com has a To the Trade program. You want to go to welldesigned.article.com, okay, and sign up for your trade account where you can get mid-century Scandinavian inspired furniture for your next project, okay? And you know what I love about Article, the 2 things I love. I love that their True the Trade division is run by interior designers, so you're not going to get any double talk and people who don't understand your needs, your challenges that you face with your clients. And I love their delivery policies. Oh my goodness. And if you're not sure of them, call them up, go to the line, go online and figure it out, because it's off the hook. All righty. Guys, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do today? Is one of these things what you need to act on today? Okay. If they are, please promise me that you will. All right. Decide every day to take action to make your business better. Okay. Decide to be excellent. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This podcast is a production of WindowWorks, your resource for custom window treatments and awnings. To learn how we can help you on your next interior design project, go to www.windowworks-nj.com. And if you're interested in working with me on your business, either through masterminds or one-on-one coaching, or you want to know how to get my book, The Making of a Well-Designed Business, or you just want to know what's going on in the podcast land and where I'm going to be, all of that is found at LuAnn Nigara.com. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.